Well, strap yourself in, get your earbuds in, get your golf glove in, and by in I mean on your hand, and welcome to Golf is Ruining My Life.
Here we go again. Two grown men talking about golf. Like, I would say two whiny children wondering why they can't have the toy they really want. Do you know what I mean? Why? Why can't I hold the putts? It's not fair.
I want to be off scratch.
It's not fair. This is the thing with golf, though, isn't it? The more you want good golf, the less the less likely it is to happen.
You can't go after it. You can't want it. Only when it's we said this a lot, I think, in series 1. But it's like a woman. It's like all the girls I tried to go out with in high school. I really wanted it, and because I really wanted it, they didn't care.
They know you're desperate, and the poems don't work.
The funny thing is about doing this show now is there's so many moments in my day and my weekend golf that I want to tell you about.
Yeah.
And I go to text you and I go, no, I'm just going to save it for the show.
And then you forget it.
And then I forget. But there was this one thing, this one experience that I've been so excited to talk about on this show.
Good.
We've even done an email special before this. So I've had half an hour of talking to you.
Yeah.
And I've not been able to tell you about my thing.
So we've spent time together already today with you thinking, I just want to tell them the thing. I just want to tell them the thing. This is great.
And I've not been allowed to tell you the thing.
Oh my God. Tell me the thing.
So it was a couple of days ago. I think it was last week. And I had a text pop through on my phone from Incy Mehmet. I think I pronounced her second name right. I never know when I say it right. It's lovely Incy from Sky Sports Golf. Incy Mehmet. I worked with her at the Challenge Tour event for Sky and all this sort of stuff. And so we text every now and again. And she texts me just saying, are you free in like 2 days' time?
If Incy texts that, what Incy is saying is golf.
It's golf things, isn't it?
It's not, do you want to go and see the new Spider-Man? Is it? That's a golf thing.
It's a golf thing.
That's the thing, isn't it? Sometimes you get a WhatsApp pop up and it's a golf buddy.
Yeah.
And sometimes I will prioritize those. When I see those ones pop up, I'll be like, I will get around to messaging my kid back. But first, let's just have a look and see what this person wants.
Let's see how important it is. And it was really important. And she was saying, and I'll be honest about this. She was honest about this. Yeah. She's doing a golf YouTube series called the Swapsies series. Okay? Give a big up, actually. I don't know when it's coming out, but she's doing this thing called the Swapsies series, and she's getting people in the entertainment world who are into golf. Yeah. And she comes and looks at what you do, and then you go and look at what she does on a golf course.
Amazing.
It's the whole idea.
I love that.
Someone had cancelled.
I mean,
who got the call?
All the greatest gigs happen. Someone's cancelled, give Tom a bell.
He will be free and he will pick up. And I did. And someone cancelled, and she was like, I've got this thing. All the ducks are in a row for it.
Just one of the big ducks is missing.
Yeah. So we've got one of the smaller ducks. You're the smaller duck. And I was like, I'm fine with being the smaller duck.
I'll be your mallard. That's the only duck reference I can think of.
Totally okay. So she was like, okay, I'm gonna come to the radio. So she came to the radio and saw what I did on the radio and filmed some stuff on the radio. Yeah. And then she said, meet me in 3 hours at the Grove.
The Grove.
At the Grove.
The Grove.
At the Grove.
Sorry, for a second, I thought you said the Grove as in one of London's finest golf courses. You didn't.
I said the Grove.
You said the Grove.
I said the Grove.
And you played the Grove?
I played the Grove last week.
Oh my God. How have you not told me that you played? Literally, if that was me, and we were recording for half an hour earlier on, I'd be like, Grove.
It's been so hard not to talk about it and tell you everything about it. But that's why I wanted to wait until the show was happening and I could tell you all about it. Because as we both have, we've been very fortunate to play some really nice golf courses in our time.
Of course.
And for so long, I put the Grove in a big pile of golf courses that I call fancy corporate. Mm-hmm. And I don't love fancy corporate. I think
Explain more. What does fancy corporate? A bit too easy, maybe, or a bit flashy, but no soul. What do you mean?
I sometimes find corporate golf can be quite easy. Mm-hmm. It can be not that interesting. Yeah. It's well maintained, but it's just not that exciting.
Bit up and downy.
A little bit up and downy, a little bit another straight par 4. And then you go to amazing golf courses like Sillathon, Solway or whatever, and they're these little hidden gems with bends in and they're beautifully manicured. Yeah. I just unfairly don't love corporate golf. And I'd put it in the corporate golf bracket.
Okay.
So I was like, cool, I would love to come play the Grove. I've never played it. I went and did the buffet there, weirdly, at Christmas. They do 100. They do. I think it's either £80 or £100 a person.
Wow.
To go to the buffet. But basically, imagine every restaurant you love, and it's that quality of food, and you can eat it as much as you want.
Oh, my life.
Anyway, I'd done the buffet.
Oh, my God. Forget the golf. Because that can be torturous to go to a golf course and not actually be there for golf. Have you ever had that?
Yeah, I had that loads. I hate it.
For some sort of event or whatever.
Sometimes weddings are at golf clubs, and you go in, you're like, I just want to be there.
My brother went to a wedding at the Belfry recently.
Oh, that's killer.
And he's sending me all these pictures. And he's like, I've got to go and watch someone do a speech and look at this. And of course, it's empty. It's just looking beautiful.
Barbara's there and the Brabazon's there.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'd rather that Barb, not that Barb. So anyway, we turn up at the Grove, and I'm on the way, and I go and park up, and there's like a little turning circle where there's valet parking.
Oh, please.
Which I've never seen that at a golf course.
That's very American. That's very Florida.
Very Florida. There's a little turning circle, there's a Ferrari there or whatever. And I go and park my car in the normal car park, and I walk in, and I pass Incy, and she says, "There's a treat in your locker."
Well, the treat... No, sorry. The treat is being there already.
Totally. Incy said...
Can I just say, didn't you feel guilty when she turned up at Hits Radio and you were like, there's some tap water if you need it?
Yeah, the coffee machine's bad, but it is free.
Yeah, don't drink that coffee machine because you won't get off the toilet for 4 days.
Internal joke, at least it was the new building. Oh, imagine the old building. We've just moved building.
Yeah, the old building smelled of sewage.
It was bad. Anyway, she was like, there are 2 things to analyse in that sentence from Incy.
Yes.
There's a treat.
And there's a locker.
In your locker. Your locker. Okay, fine. So I walk through and say to one of the guys, "Where's the locker room?" He goes, "Through here." And it's unlike anything I've ever seen. Very American. Receptionist outside the locker room. Yeah. In you go. There's big bowls of fruit, of pastries, of water things and all this sort of stuff. And you go around the corner and there's a locker with your name on.
With your name on?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
There's like a little window, and they change the paper every day and have the names of the people who are playing that golf course in a little window.
There's a locker saying Tom Green.
There's a locker saying Tom Green. And I opened, do you know what? I opened the window.
Yeah.
I opened the locker, and in the locker was a tea bag full of teas, all branded. There was a towel, and there was a letter.
What on earth?
There was a letter. They leave a letter for you. Do you want me to read you the letter?
I'm absolutely speechless.
We've both been very fortunate to play.
We so have.
JCB and that course you always talk about.
Yeah, your Dornix, your K clubs. We've done nice courses, but this is special.
I've never had anything like this.
No.
Branded, letter-headed paper, dated, "Dear Tom, on behalf of the Grove..."
Did this happen, or is this just a fantasy you've made up?
I couldn't believe the reality of the situation. "Dear Tom, on behalf of the Grove, I'd personally like to welcome you to golf at the Grove. I sincerely hope you enjoyed not only the course, but the guest experience and the hospitality throughout your stay with us. If you have any queries during your round, please don't hesitate to speak to a member of our golf operations team. He'll be more than happy to assist. Yours sincerely, Joel Westwell, Director of Golf."
Love Joel.
Signed.
Big fan of Joel.
So this is the opening sort of gambit. From here, you walked to a grass driving range, which has a tour truck on.
What?
There was a tour truck. I don't know whether it was like a traveling tour truck or why it was there. There was a big tailor-made tour truck at the back of the driving range.
Just Tommy Fleetwood just hopping off.
Can you imagine?
Got himself a new grip. "Cheers, lads. See you later. Could you clean my grooves, please?"
So you've got to sign into the driving range. So you take your name, pyramids of golf balls.
Pyramids of balls, Tom.
Pyramids of balls.
Pyramids of balls. Can we just take a moment to enjoy pyramids of balls?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, yep.
You know it's good when there's pyramids of balls.
A good driving range experience like that is something else.
Second.
Brand new balls, nice balls.
Yeah.
Just smacking them.
And they were tailor-made. You could have stole some. You like your tailor-made?
TP5s?
I think they probably were.
God!
And then walk to the first tee, classic starter there. And now this, I've never seen this done until I got to the Grove. They put in a little electronic tag on my bag. They put in a little electronic tag on the bag. And Jed said, we put this on people. This is just to keep up with the pace of play. So we know exactly where everyone's at, and off you go. How cool is that?
now we have the best invention in golf ever.
Yeah.
Forget all of the gadgets that you've heard about. Forget your, I don't know, yardage charts, your rangefinders. Forget your, autonomous self-driving buggies. A tag that they can look at HQ and go, that guy is too slow. Equally, is there anything on the tag where you can press a button and say, oh yeah, can I get a lager top to the 13th, please?
The wild thing is about that is you didn't need to. There was someone with us every 3 holes.
Oh, wow.
A buggy would come up, you're on the green, a buggy would pull up and someone would jump out and go, hi, I'm Curtis. I'm part of the golf club. Is there anything you need? Is there anything going on? And they always turned up. We got let through twice. They always turned up as you got let through. And he's like, we see you've been let through. Well done, your pace of play. You've managed to catch up a bit of your pace of play. You're 9 minutes behind time, so just if you can speed up, that'd be great.
Oh, did you get some of those?
Yeah.
They said in the nicest way.
The loveliest way, just because we were held up and they were like, great for playing through.
Yeah.
You should be able to catch up some of that time now.
Oh, that's just so good. Because they understand how annoying it is. And also to be somewhere like that, somewhere special where people pay good money to play. You don't want to do that. And this happens at corporate golf. You just get stuck in a queue.
Yeah.
You're just in a, traffic control, just in a system waiting to come in. So to do that is something else.
It was a really, really, really special round of golf. And me and Incy played 3 holes together as a warm-up.
Yeah.
And then we filmed 3 holes for her channel.
Yeah. How did you play when it was filmed?
As soon as the camera went on, it was awful. Tom.
And now we've got to the bit of the story I can enjoy.
Tom, Incy had no idea about, clearly didn't listen to the podcast and didn't understand my level of golf. Because she said, let's have a game over the first 3. And I was like, yeah, great. And she went, and I was like, how many shots are you giving me? She said, oh, you don't need shots.
I do.
You've not seen me play Incy.
Oh, Incy.
At which point, she was like, how far do you hit your driver and all this sort of stuff? And I told her whatever. She's like, okay, your line here is just over that bunker. And this is on the first.
Wow.
I hit the line.
So, but that's dangerous because you're now telling her,
yeah,
I'm good when you're not. She
outdrove me with a 3-wood. Which is fine. She's fine. She was telling me she was on the longest hitters on tour when she was on tour. But anyway, she out hit me with a 3-wood, and we both took wedges onto the green in regulation. I 2-putted. I got a par. We half the hole. I said, Incy, this isn't my golf. Don't get used to this.
I've borrowed your golf for a hole.
Yeah.
You can have it back now.
Yeah.
And so what happened on the next hole?
I played all right. The next hole was okay. The next hole was fine. The third hole was fine. And then we had the round, which was on camera.
Oh, wow. So all the stuff off camera was good.
Yep. And I've not seen the video yet, but I know the camera guy was filming it. So it's got all the stuff.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the match. The match was the preceding 3 holes, of which it was a par 5, a par 4, and a par 3.
Okay.
And she gave me 2 shots.
Right, okay.
And to see what happened, you need to check out our YouTube channel. There you go.
That's beautifully done. Oh my God. Many, many questions to ask you. The main one is, do you worry that, not to find a negative here, because it's just a great story and it's amazing. How many holes did you play in the end? The whole 18?
No, because I didn't, the wedding. The wedding. The wedding's been held over for us. I got about 16 holes in and I was like, I need to go. So
That's the saddest thing I've ever heard. You had to leave the best round of golf ever because of wedding admin.
Yeah. I couldn't justify it. Turtle had been at home for ages. I had to leave at 16. And the great thing, again, shout out the Grove on this. We walked the first 9 for filming reasons.
Yeah.
At 9, Incy was like, can you bring us some buggies? 5 minutes later, a load of buggies roll up for us.
Oh my God.
Put our bags in, off we trot.
Oh, wow. Coming off at 16, there's something to be said for 16 holes of golf.
It was lovely.
There's nothing wrong with it. Nothing to be ashamed of. Okay, so my question is this, and I don't want to add a negative here. Do you worry that every golf experience you now have, when you experience those new highs, when you've turned left on a plane like that, and you just go and play normal golf, there's always going to be a voice in your head going, it's not as good as the Grove.
So, it has completely sent me back about a year in my golf growth, back to the point where I'm like, would be nice to be a member somewhere like that, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It'd be nice.
Yeah.
Because, Tom, it was so special. And it's just such a hope. Like, I would love for us to go. And like, if it was my club, I could host you there. And you'd have everyone you would bring would have this amazing experience.
Yeah.
But it's
I would love for you to join that, but I'm not sure you've got £25,000 spare.
So there's no members. This is the interesting
It's just a pay and play.
It's a corporate thing. So it's corporate membership, and this is why it can be so razzle dazzle, because there is no membership. There's no membership to answer to.
Interesting.
It's only corporate.
God, it's completely sealed off from the clump of annoying golfers.
Yeah.
That can sometimes, make a club triumph, but can drag a club down in needless politics and admin.
I think, don't quote me on this, the Grove, which is in Hertfordshire, near Watford is where it is, basically.
Yeah.
I think you can just go and pay and play, I think. I think you could probably just pay for a tea time.
Wow.
And it's going to be a lot of money.
Yeah.
So I've already started the, could he, how would he, if he was to get membership, what would get some points, how would it look like?
But you just said there isn't a membership.
But you could get the thing where they go, okay, you get 6 rounds in a year or something. What would that look like?
Okay.
What would I need to do?
You know what you want to do? Email Joel, who left the letter in your locker. You know what you should do? Break into his house, leave a letter
I've not already done that.
Leave a letter in his wardrobe.
Yeah,
that's what you want to do.
That's not creepy. Joel, check your locker. I'm in there naked.
Look behind you, Joel. Let's take a moment to, obviously have a break and advertise some products. Also, I just need to be sick because that was just the most excruciatingly, I'm so jealous.
Yes.
So I'm green with envy. I just need to throw up and then we'll come back. Is that
Fine,
cool?
go chunder, and we'll move on.
Welcome back to Golf is Ruining My Life, as is Tom Green's last story. No, hasn't ruined my life. It's just glorious. It's just glorious.
It wasn't what I expected. That's all I can say about it. It wasn't what I expected. I don't know what I expected from it.
No.
I just had never put it in that category of, there's a lot of courses in Surrey that I like, around your Wentworths. I want to say Queenswood is one of them. Fox Hills. But Fox Hills has got a bit of heritage, hasn't it? It's been around a minute.
Ish. Yeah.
I don't know why. I just never put the Grove in that category.
Because it's super new, isn't it?
It's super new.
Yeah.
And I just had it as a bit of a footballer's playground. And the golf wasn't going to be that good.
Yeah.
And the golf was good.
I like it when our snobberies are challenged. I like it when you go and play a course and, actually you're like, oh, no, this is really, really good. This is really nice. So, interestingly, had you played leading up to it? Had you practiced? Or did you just do the Tom Green rocking up and did you swing slow?
I thought I was swinging slow until I watched some videos back of me. And I was like, oh, no, you're not. You're not swinging slow. That's why you were a bit all over the place. Because although I thought I was slowing things down, I watched the video and I'm like, oh, you're going at a million miles an hour.
Here's a question. Does videoing our golf swings help? Because you can do it for some basics. You can do it a few times and go, I can see that, I can see this. And someone might guide you, like a pro, your coach or whatever. But I find that because we can do it on our phones now so easily, because when I was first playing golf, it was just the pro who had the camera, right?
Yeah.
Back in the days of camcorders.
But I remember that. That's when I first started. The only camera you had was the one in the pro section.
Yeah.
And in the back of the pro shop, which is all set up to get your angles.
Exactly. But now we can all video our swings all the time. And I have decided, sort of quite quietly, not to do it anymore because I would literally, before every round of golf, go in the net, hit a few balls, think I'm playing really nicely, set up a camera, do one thing, and then look back through it and be furious and be like, oh God, my hips on, and a million different thoughts. And I think that, I complain a lot about Instagram filling our heads with thoughts. Well, actually, I think a lot of it's my fault, especially when I'm videoing myself and looking back and looking for this precision, which not even a pro golfer would worry about stuff like that.
Don't you think that when we record our swings and we go and look at them and analyze them, we don't know what we're doing?
No.
We don't know what we're talking about. If there's two things that have ruined amateur golf and made us all think that we're pros and can fix our issues, one of them is our ability to film ourselves.
Yeah.
And the second is this.
Yeah.
It's you've got a slice, so you go online and you go, how to fix my slice.
Yeah.
And there's one sort of lesson on there on how to fix a slice. You can have a slice for so many different issues.
It's not applicable to you. That one doesn't apply to you. Yeah,
and then you end up going in the wrong way because
Yeah.
you've tried to fix your slice in a way that doesn't work for you.
The way to counter that then is to really lean back into feel. The best way to play is to try and erase thoughts and just go back to feeling and also to trust your swing. You have one error. That doesn't mean you've not done the thing with that. I'm sick of playing golf and always trying something new every swing. Always going, I need to remember that. Like literally, Tom, at the moment, I feel like I can stand there and I reckon I can have 9 strong swing thoughts in one golf swing. That's insane. I recognize that's not functioning because you're not going to do all those things. So afterwards it goes wrong and you think, oh, it's because I didn't bring the thing around. Or it goes right and you think, oh, it's only gone right because I made sure I did that. And then you forget about other stuff. And it's this chasing your tail stuff that when you just feel and you trust your body and you look at it, look at Rory, right? When Rory's about to play a shot, he's twitching, he's looking, he's just visualizing that stuff. And he trusts his body to do it. And I struggle with that.
I sometimes think I have a longer memory of your golf than you do.
That's interesting.
Because my memory of all the chats we've had, and we're 6 seasons into this show now. I don't know if you realize this.
My God.
This is season number 6.
Wow.
Because here's a little insight that we've actually never spoken about on the show.
Yeah.
Obviously, after every 18 episodes, we do a new series.
I wonder if anyone has ever noticed
I don't know if anyone's ever noticed that. We do that. But we've analysed your swing and your golf for so long that I always think when we get to the end of summer, you always say, I just have one thought.
Yeah.
And that's when your golf is the best, when you've just got one thing
so true.
and that's the thing you're concentrating on.
Yeah.
And whether it's the body turn or it's the squishing of the ball or it's the goat, it's when you have that one thought that it all comes together. And I can totally relate to that because on my best rounds recently, it's, okay, just slow down.
Yeah.
Or it's what you said. I thought what you said a few weeks ago was so interesting about when I slice the ball and in my head I go, that's a lazy swing. And I never knew what that meant. And you said, it's because you're not turning your body.
Yeah.
And then a big swing thought for me at the moment is just turn the body.
Yeah.
And it all comes together.
And has that been working?
What massively?
Interesting.
And I always feel it most over wedges and pitching shots. Just turn your body, give it. It all goes a bit wrong as you get into your long irons for me. But 9 irons, pitching wedges, 8 irons, just turn the body.
Yeah.
And then I'm hitting iron shots that are lovely.
Yeah,
it's just not working for 7 and down at the moment.
I find that you're right, the one thought thing has worked for me. And for everyone, that's how it should work. Just one thing, that's all you've got to think about, and don't worry about when it goes wrong. And I have found that thought this year that has been incredible. And ironically, that came from an Instagram video. My one breakthrough thought this year has been the squat. So I get to the top of my swing and then I sort of do this squat. And I feel like I look like I'm squatting down to deposit things from my body, right?
Sure.
In my head. And this is why it is interesting to video your swing, because then you look back on it and watch it, and what feels like a really dramatic squat, you barely see anything. You know, this is the thing about golf swing changes. When a pro says, try this, and you do it, and you feel like
it feels so dramatic.
Feels like I'm left-handed, what I'm doing. Like my big breakthrough with my guy Howard was come right around. Like imagine your backswings around your ankles, go flat, flat, flat. And I'm like, oh man, it
feels disgusting.
Oh, and then you watch it back and it's just there. The difference is probably that to that. It's hardly anything, but it changes everything. That's the thing.
You won't believe who has given me a new swing thought.
Me.
No.
My son.
No.
Instagram.
Yes, I saw it on Instagram.
Yeah.
Did you see who was practicing their swing thoughts because they spotted someone in the crowd?
No.
Have you not seen this?
No.
We'll post this clip on TikTok, I reckon. We'll try and grab it. So, Justin Timberlake was performing on stage.
Yes.
Clocks Sergio Garcia in the crowd and starts going that it's down here or down here, making Justin Timberlake already now the coolest man ever, even cooler because he's now doing golf things on stage, make golf cool.
Yes.
I just thought it was amazing how much he dipped into it and how much he compressed and dropped down.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I've been doing.
Totally, and that's what reminded me of it. It's that dropping and
but then popping at the moment of impact.
Yeah.
And that pop brings everything around. It brings your hip, instead of making your hip go sort of sideways, your hip goes, if you're right-handed, your left hip goes backwards.
Right.
So you're up there and you pop and your left hip
clean out
goes
the way.
backwards. So you clean out the way. And then the ball strike, the sound is totally different. It's so good when you get it right. But here's the thing, Tom. I've played so many rounds recently where I've forgotten. And I'll play 5 or 6 holes and I'll be like, oh, it's just not.
Well, there's a thing.
It's not what. I want to get it tattooed on my hand. If you could have one golf tip tattooed on your hand, what would it be? Mine would be, for this year certainly, pop, and then I call it pop and hop. So just pop there and bang, hop.
Nice.
What would your one golf swing? I know what yours is.
You think it's? I know
Slow
what you
down.
think it is.
Slow down.
Yeah, it is. That is what it is. It's funny you say that though about thing. Loads of runners do that. Put notes to themselves on their hands,
Do they?
like believe in yourself, or you've got this, or like that's what the training was for.
Hey.
Yeah, they. I read so many. Oh God, we're back on running. We
No,
moved
no, but
away
it's-
from running for a bit.
No, but hey, listen, this is a really interesting thing. What can other sports teach us golfers? Because we always go on about golf, I believe, has quite an arrogance about itself in the sense that it's the sport all other sportsmen come to. We all know that.
Yeah.
People in all sports go, golf is the number one, golf is the hardest, golf is the one, right? And so golf feels it's like we don't need to look elsewhere, but we should look at what other sports do. I think that's really interesting.
So a lot of marathon runners or any long distance runners write stuff on their hands to look at, and they say you should pick in the hard times, you should pick a thought or an emotion or a person, someone that's done you wrong, and use that as a source of inspiration, as like a F you, I'm going to keep going because to F you off, basically, right?
Wow.
Which I don't think would work in a golf sense so much. But if I was to write something on my hand, it would be slow down, no, more, and more than that. It needs to feel like you're
Slow motion.
It needs to feel slow motion.
That's what you should write in your hand, slow motion.
Slow motion. That would be mine, slow motion.
Wow.
Because even when I'm going slow at the moment, it's nowhere near slow enough.
Yeah.
That would be my thing.
I had the great pleasure of taking my son to get lessons the other day. He's been getting lessons like with the county do lessons, right?
Yeah.
So his local county, and they get little junior golfers from all over the county. And he had his first lesson with someone who wasn't his brilliant teacher at Muswell Hill, and he really enjoyed it. And it was so good afterwards because he was like, I don't know what he's saying this, he's saying that. He was a bit scrambled by it, and I went, you have to listen to him, you have to trust him. You were standing too close to the ball. There's a lot of things he was doing, and this is a big challenge, is not to tell him. And I find that if I'm playing with people, never give them tips because it's always wrong. Unless you're a pro, you don't know what you're talking about. But I will often see things and go, well, I won't do that. So he's taken all these tips in. He's stressed about it. He's got his slice. We go and play 9 holes. He shoots 12 over 9 holes, his best ever. That's a handicap of 24. And I was like, you see what happens with the lessons? And he's playing so well just because of a couple of little things. And then I'm like, that's part of what reels you in about this game, because you can see real change happen with your golf with a couple of little things. That's what's very addictive.
But I think it's important to caveat the point with it's very normal to get worse after lessons as well.
Well, that's what I thought would happen. That's what I was worried about,
Yeah.
because that's famously what happened to me a couple of years ago when I had loads of lessons. It was a disaster, but now it's so much better. And I was really worried about that. But I guess because, this is interesting, the bad habits haven't really settled in yet when they're young like that. They're just not quite doing it right. I think as you get older, you compensate and you have bad habits. But with kids, it's easier to nudge them towards the right choices with different points in the swing and keep it simple. And yeah, there wasn't that exactly what I was worried about, that he would just be, it would crumble.
Have you had the thought yet of, could he go pro?
You
You must have done.
Yeah, of course. No, I don't think he's good enough. He's really obsessed with it. He's very good. He's got a beautiful swing. But I think at his age, he's 12. I think at 12, you need to be, I don't know actually, what is the handicap you should be off at 12 years old if you're going to be a pro?
Yeah.
It's probably, he's off 30 now. It's probably should be like 12 to 14 at 12. I have no idea. And I'm sure lots of people will write comments and write in and tell us. But it'll be
that's
something
a
like
really
that.
interesting question, actually. At 10, 12, 13,
Yeah.
what handicap do you need to be as a child to be impressive and to sort of have a professional career?
And obviously people are going to go, oh, I don't know, Charlie Woods was off +4 at 12 and Seve was off scratch at 12, of course. But like for those are extreme, incredible golfers. But for pro golfers, right?
Yeah.
What should they be looking at the age of about 12?
The female golfer, Nelly
Korda.
Didn't she play in the US Open at 12? I think that's the stat.
Really?
This is one of our famous half-remembered stats.
Oh my
I think
God.
it was Nelly that played she had an amazing stat where like she played in the US Open for 18 years consecutively, and she's only 35 or something. It's like, how does the maths work out? Well, she played first when she was 12.
Amazing. My son loves watching videos of her, and there's the one of her getting a 10 recently on the par 3. Have you seen this?
Yeah. So it was the last major.
Yeah.
Because she's won everything. She's won something crazy like 6 out of her 7 starts or something.
Why doesn't she come and play in men's tournaments? I don't understand why that doesn't happen more often. There was one event a couple of years ago on the DP tour where men and women played together. I think that should happen more often. But he watched this video of her getting a 10. This is one of the greatest golfers in the world right now. She gets this 10. And it was just great for him to see her shrug. I said, what did she do at the end? He was like, yeah, she just shrugged and walked off. I was like, that's the stuff.
And that's why she's great.
Yeah, that's what, seriously, your emotional reaction is what makes you a properly good golfer.
Now, I definitely do not encourage and I do not I would go as far as saying I condone smoking. Mm-hmm. It's not good.
Yeah.
Famously, it kills you.
Condone means you support it.
Condone. Oh, I've gone the wrong way.
Yeah. You wouldn't condone smoking, sure.
I wouldn't condone. See, that in my mind is too many negatives.
Yeah, no, condone sounds negative, but condone is positive. Yeah.
Okay, so I wouldn't condone it.
Correct.
I wouldn't condone smoking.
Yeah.
Because it's bad. Look at the packets.
Famously.
Looks awful.
It's a bad idea.
Did you see Charlie Hull?
No.
Did you not see the Charlie Hull videos?
No.
So we know Charlie Hull.
Yes.
Very famous female golfer.
Yeah.
British. She was photographed signing autographs with a cigarette in her mouth, signing stuff. And the people went crazy about it. Couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
She's smoking. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And she just really embraced that whole like bad boy character thing. And I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting. I thought it was a bit rock and roll, a sport that's really safe, her having a cigarette in her mouth. Yeah. I just thought it's John Daly.
Sports people smoking, right? John Daly, Jurgen Klopp, the former Liverpool manager, smokes, and he's kept that. And there's the odd picture that's come through, and you see him smoking, and it's a real shock these days when you see it.
Yeah.
But golfers, I remember watching John Daly. There was an article about John Daly in the 90s. What do you take in your bag? And it was like 12 cans of Diet Coke.
Yeah.
And 2 packs of Marlboro Reds.
And the M&Ms as well.
And the
M&Ms.
Famous the M&Ms.
Yeah.
Which is what I have in my bag today. Listen, Tom Green, we've run out of time. Thank you so much for listening. As usual, don't forget to get in touch. The Toms at golfersruiningmylife.co.uk.
And I can't stress enough, if we learn anything from this show, is condone a positive or is condone a negative? Because I have actually forgot again. Condone. I don't condone that.
It means I do not support that. I
still don't understand it, even though you said it.
It sounds a bit similar to condemn, doesn't it? So you sort of think of it as a negative thing. But yeah, no, it's weird, that one.
And it's always hard to tell on this show which one of us went to private school and which one of us relied on the state. I don't condone that.
Oh my God.
I'll see you next time for another episode of Golf is Ruining My Life.